Hello, welcome to our mini class on our thought for the week this week focused on welcoming change. So as always, a quick reminder first, each day this week there's a post on our community Facebook page offering ideas and food for thought around this topic. So if you'd like, please stop by there maybe a few minutes a day to check out the post and enjoy. All right, this week we're focusing on welcoming change, not dreading or fearing it. So looking at change in a totally different and super hopeful light. Now, for the vast majority of us, change can sometimes feel like a dirty word. We can resist it, wish it away, worry endlessly about certain things as they change, after they change, even way before they change. Now, I believe change scares so many of us mostly because it involves the unknown. If things change, they're going to be different, right? So even if different's better or leads us to better people, places, things, or to where we're supposed to be next, it often doesn't matter to us because we're still not yet familiar with it. And this can feel scary for us all. So for this week, I've designed a 5-day exercise for those of us wanting to right now look at change differently, to start seeing change as a good thing, even if it comes through something not so wonderful or feeling so wonderful, to ultimately perceive change as always leading us to where we need to be in this journey called life, and trusting it's all good and well intended for us, even in ways we maybe can't yet understand. So this week's topic really requires from us a willingness to want to see the good that can come from any change, whether the change happened already, it's currently happening right now, or will happen soon. Now, please remember, if you ever feel not ready for an exercise here, pass on it until you do, knowing you can always jot down the steps outlined in this video and do them at a later date. Equally, if you feel ready for step number 1 this week, but not the rest, honor that too. So always do what feels right and you're ready for. Self-love always, okay? Doing any 5-day exercise here should feel fun and exciting. So if it doesn't, don't do it, all right? Maybe you're in a place at this moment where this particular exercise isn't feeling beneficial to you right now. Totally okay. We're all constantly in different places in life. So remember, we do these weekly exercises here to positively expand our lives and feel better about ourselves, not worse, okay? So be smart, do what feels best, right, and good for you with where you are right now. All right, for those ready and excited choosing to participate, step by step, here's our 5-day assignment this week around welcoming change. Step number 1 to do right now, pull out your journal. As soon as you have it, in it, jot down 5 changes in your life, okay? So regarding these 5 changes, they can be changes that have already happened, changes currently happening, or changes you anticipate happening, or a mix of all of these. So as an example, here's my list of 5 changes that I chose to use for this exercise, and just an FYI, mine are a mix of changes that have already occurred, are currently happening, and one change I think about that'll surely happen in the future. So my 5 changes, past, present, and future. Number 1, when my father died in my early 30s, about 7 years after my mom. 2, when we officially moved out of New York City, my home for over 17 years. 3, getting older, which is happening right now. It's always really happening, right? 4, moving my courses online after doing them live in New York City for 10 plus years. So also happening right now. And number 5, my kids being completely grown one day, which I sometimes think about as I watch them grow into these little people right now. So those are my 5. Once you have your 5 changes from your life written out, past, present, or future, we'll go to step number 2, which is starting today, take 1 change you listed out. So you can start with number 1 on your list to do today, then number 2 on your list to do tomorrow, and so on. To the best of your ability, list out all the good or all the gifts that have come from that change already, or are coming from it, or you imagine could come from it. So look at each change from this positive perspective. Now remember, we need a willingness to perceive each change from this angle, okay? So if it's feeling impossible, again, don't do it, all right? You might not be there yet with that specific change or change in general, and it's okay. There are things on my list of 5 that other times in my life I could not have done this exercise with, or with such joy and ease. So again, if this is the case for you, stop there. Now, step number 2, listing out the good or the gifts from each change. As an example, again, here's change number 1 from my list, my father passing, and the gifts I listed out that I felt have since come from it. So number 1, it forced me to grow up in a few ways that have become very beneficial to my overall well-being. Doesn't mean I don't miss him or am happy about his passing. Still, I can see this good that's come from this change. Number 2, it caused me to much more deeply appreciate everyone in my life, as his death really gave me the gift of grasping the brevity and temporary nature of this life for us all. Number 3, it caused me to say I love you to everyone important to me much, much more since then. So I don't save that sentiment for special days anymore, as anyone close to me in my life knows. And number 4, probably the biggest good that came from losing my dad was I dramatically changed my diet. So today I eat a whole foods plant-based diet, very different from what I ate then. And for many years now, I'm back at my college weight without fluctuating. I have more energy. And had my father not died, I don't believe I would have been as moved to make such a drastic lifestyle change. So a lot of good has come from one of the biggest changes in my life. I want to be clear though, I surely wasn't open to seeing the gifts right after he passed. So again, please be realistic about the changes you choose in this exercise. Make sure you're ready to see the good with them. If not, choose other changes from your life, or again, do the exercise later. Self-love again, always. When we're ready to look for the good with any change, we'll see it, and before then, let's be where we are, okay? So one last time, each day for these next 5 days, starting today with number 1 on your list, make a list of the good or the gifts from each of your 5 changes. They could be 1 or 2 or 10 things, okay? There's no right or wrong to the length of your list. Every day after you've written down the good or the gifts that have come from the change you're focusing on that day, if you have any profound ahas, which by the way, I literally had every day of this 5-day exercise, then jot those down too after your list. My biggest aha was I saw with such clarity how change has always truly brought me gifts as long as I've been willing to look for them. So this was a really good feel-good exercise for me. I came away with a much deeper sense of gratitude and the thought that even in my darkest hours, the universe has really had my back. So I wish the same positive thought for you, of course. As always, please enjoy the assignment this week and use the share button below to share this with other amazing like-minded women who also might want to look at change more positively in their lives this week. I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Thanks as always for being you, for all the ways you positively contribute to our world, large or small. I look forward to seeing you here again next week. For right now though, enjoy your day. Bye.